Hello all. I got a request from a couple of subscribers to explain the concept of the purchase price variance and invoice price variance, and hence this video. In this video, I will explain you what is purchase price variance and what is invoice price variance, and I'll show you in the system how system calculates the purchase price variance and invoice price variance. So to start with purchase price variance, it's the difference between the PO price and the item's standard cost price. And IPV, that's your invoice price variance, is the difference between the purchase price and the invoice price. So if you take an example, uh, if the standard cost of an item is say 100 USD and your purchase order price is say 105 USD and your invoice price is 115 USD, in this example, your purchase price variance will be the difference between the purchase order price and standard cost. So it will be $5. Similarly, your invoice price variance is the difference between your invoice price and PO price. So in this example, you can see 115 USD minus 105 USD is 10 USD. So $10 is the invoice price variance and $5 is the purchase price variance. Now let us see how system calculates this purchase price variance and invoice price variance in Oracle. So first, let's navigate to your inventory visions responsibility. Navigate to cost, item cost. So I picked up one item F75,000 and click on find and check the standard cost of this item. The standard cost of this particular item is say 100 USD. So in this example, your standard cost is 100 USD. Now I will try to create a purchase order for 105 USD and let's see how system calculates this purchase price variance. So for creating of the purchase order, we need to navigate to purchasing responsibility. So purchasing vision services and then navigate to purchase orders, purchase order. So enter the basic details, your supplier site, item. So item is F75,000. Okay. Let us assume I want to purchase this item for say quantity 15 and the standard cost is $100 and let's say I want to purchase it at 105. Okay. Go to shipments, go to distributions. That's fine. Just so try to save this. Okay, so this is my purchase order number 3547. Let's make a note of that. Okay, now let me try to approve this purchase order. I have got the required approval limits in this environment and hence your purchase order did not go through the approval hierarchy. It's automatically approved. So this is the purchase order. Now I will do a receiving of this particular purchase order and then see how system calculates the purchase price variance. Purchase price variance will be calculated at the time of creation of receipt. So navigate to receiving receipts and my organization is vision services. So put your purchase order number, click on find, close this header part, and let's say out of 15 quantity I want to do a receiving of only say 5 quantity. Okay, so purposefully I am doing only partial receipt so that you can see like how system calculate your purchase price variance. You can see whether system calculate purchase price variance for the entire 15 quantity or only 5 quantity. And what is the sub inventory under which you want to do a receiving of this particular item. So select the sub inventory. So let's say I'll select the sub inventory common and then try to save this. Okay, it's saved. You can see a message here and click on header and this is my receipt number. Copy the receipt number. This is my receipt. Now, when you do a receiving, there are two steps. One is receiving and other one is deliver. So we have done both the parts, receiving as well as deliver, because we have selected the sub inventory. And as far as the accounting entries are concerned, for the receiving part, that's the first part, you can check the accounting entry in the purchasing responsibility. Whereas for the second part, that is the deliver part, you can check the accounting entry only in the inventory responsibility. And your purchase price variance will be calculated at the deliver part. But I'll show you both the accounting entries. So go to receiving transaction summary and query for your purchase order number. Click on find, click on transactions, click on tools, view accounting. Okay, so when you do a receiving, that's the first part. Your journal entry will be receiving, inventory account will be debited, or you can call it as an in transit account that will be debited, and your AP accrual account or AP account will be credited. So your in transit inventory value account is debited, and your AP accrual account or accounts payable account, whatever is being configured in the system, will be credited, and this account will be debited when you create your AP invoice. And this receiving inventory account, which is debited here, will be credited when you do a deliver part. So when you do a deliver, your inventory material valuation will be debited, and this in transit account, which is debited here, will be credited, and the other side goes to your purchase price variance if there is any variance. Okay, so now let us check the, see, as for the deliver, that is this part is concerned, you will not be able to see the accounting entry here. You will not be able to see accounting entry here. We can check the accounting entry only from the inventory responsibility. So navigate to inventory, vision services. So go to transactions, material transactions, vision services is my org, and transaction date just let's say 04 March 2018 to, yeah, that's fine, and my item is F75,000. Okay, and looks like this is my, yeah, this is the latest one. And here you can see the distribution button is still disabled. The reason being, there is a cost manager program which is running in the background, which so that particular cost manager program will perform the costing of this particular transaction, and unless and until the transaction is costed, system will not create the accounting entry. So if you look at here, here you can see it is costed is equal to no. That particular program is running in the background after every 5 minutes. So we'll just requery this in a minute or two, and then once the status changes from costed no to costed yes, then you should be able to see the distributions button enabled. So let me requery this. Still grayed out. We'll still give for another minute or so. So you can see these are the previous transactions where you can see distribution button is enabled. The reason being these are already costed. You should be able to see that it's costed, and this is still not costed. Give it another minute. Yeah, now it's enabled, and if you go here, you should be able to see it's costed. Now click on distributions, put your cursor here. Now click on distributions. Here you can see the accounting entry. Your inventory material valuation account will be debited, your material value account is debited, and your receiving inventory account or in transit account will be credited, and the difference goes to your purchase price variance. So in this case, here you can see the quantity is 5, and the difference between your PO price and standard item cost is $5. Your PO price is 105, and your standard cost of the item is $100. So the difference between uh, PO price and the standard cost of the item is $5. So $5 multiplied by 5 quantity, $25 here purchase price variance. So remember, here system has calculated the purchase price variance only for the quantity which we have received. So in this example, like we have received only quantity 5, even though PO has got remaining PO has got total quantity of 15. So remaining uh, purchase price variance on the remaining 10 quantity will be calculated at the time of receiving of the remaining 10 quantity. Okay, so this is how system calculate your purchase price variance. Now I will show you how system calculates your invoice price variance when you do a invoicing of this particular purchase order. So this is my purchase order. Okay, now let's get into the accounts payable responsibility and try to create a invoice against this purchase order. So navigate to payables, vision services responsibility, invoices, entry, invoices, enter your PO number 3547. So as soon as you enter your PO number, your supplier name, number and supplier side got defaulted. Invoice date, today's date, and maybe invoice number could be say AD 100, and we will do invoicing of quantity 5. So quantity 5, PO price is 5 multiplied by 105. This is PO price. Okay. Now we will do invoicing at this particular price, which is 5 multiplied by 115, which is 575. Okay. So let us assume your invoice amount is 575. Now click on match and then try to find the purchase order. Okay. Do a invoicing of only quantity 5 at a price of 115. Okay, so this is your invoice price 575. Save this. Click on lines. You should be able to see the distributions auto generated by the system based on the purchase order whatever we have entered. Now try to validate this invoice. Okay, and approval is also required, and it has gone to needs revalidation status. The reason being, here you can see that invoice price exceeds the purchase order price, because in this example your invoice price is 115 and PO price is 1105, and looks like in this environment we have not set the tolerance, or it has exceeded the tolerance. So what we can do is, you can manually release the hold. Save this. Okay, force approval, it's validated, approved, and now do a create accounting and check the accounting entry. Here you can see the accounts payable account whatever is being selected when you did the receiving got debited. Okay, and your accounts payable, I mean in this example I think we should have actually used an accrual account, but this is the account which is set in your receiving option, so that account got debited, and your accounts payable, your liability account got credited, and $50 worth of invoice price variance got created, and this is the difference between your purchase price and invoice price for a quantity of 5. So in this example, $10 multiplied by 5. So again, here system has calculated the invoice price variance only for the quantity 5, which for which we have done the invoicing. So this is how system calculate your purchase price variance and invoice price variance. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Financials, please do subscribe to my channel, and please do not forget to click click on bell button so that you get a notifications whenever I upload a new videos. Thank you.